the sandbox logo?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
why
fine.
not? Yeah, why not?
Let's do this!
In ancient times, the sacred mountain was sealed by the dwarf deities with 5 powerful.
Let's skip that boring part and let's dig into business. I need your help.
Hey, where am I? This is a bit different from what I visited earlier.
Hey, come here quick.
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
How dare you to interrupt my story? I am the mountain.
Well, as I was saying, this is the Misty Mountain and has 2 things about it. One, it's filled with golds and diamonds.
And there is some kind of weird magic. What was the last part?
Instead you can mine any dwarf streams, and all you need is a pickaxe.
Any dwarf streams?
Hello, everyone.
Good morning, everyone.
I hope you're all doing all right because we're too hella excited to get this party going on. Today we have the awards ceremony for the Underground Master, and it's been amazing 6 weeks that have passed by. And I want, first of all, to thank you everyone that has already joined us now. And I want to say a big welcome to everyone that's here today with us. We already got here Gibash, we got Danny, we got Gordon, and we've got a lot of your favorite creators here in the background that we will start to push them up as well as soon as we start to give some sweet introduction to you on what the Underground Master is about, what we have been doing here, what's the contest, and what are the category awards, everything else. So I'm going to pass the word right quickly here to OUTR Studios just to give also a quick introduction.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I know we have everyone, I think, in this stream right now is in a different time zone pretty much, except for maybe one or two of us. So yeah, no, thank you. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to all the support everyone's given throughout this kind of experiment. And I think it went extremely, extremely well. And we're looking forward to doing these again in the future. Danny, anything you'd like to add?
No, you summarized it perfectly.
Okay. Definitely.
Well, I think that we should start to go on play mode and just explore a little bit so everyone that's watching can see what has been these couple of last weeks. So I'm going to try to summarize a little bit, and hey, you guys help me out if I'm failing on something. Hey, so let's start. What is the Underground Master? So the Underground Master is a collaborative type of game jam, which has been very different from everything that has been done so far, at least that we have been seeing. Hey, we got Carotros here. Hey, welcome. Oh, it's okay, buddy. Family time. It's almost Christmas, holiday season. But thank you for being here and just to say hello. Back again. What is the Underground Master? The Underground Master is a collaborative event that's been hosted by the Pickaxe Master and by the OUTR Studios. So we were talking and we were like, hey, we have a pretty solid common theme here. Like, we should mash this up and do something together. And that's how the Underground Master was born. So OUTR Studios, they have the underground kits that you can get by when you get yourself a build pass, right?
Yep,
If I'm not mistaken.
exactly.
Okay.
The Underground Battle Pass.
The Underground Battle Pass, perfect.
Yep.
And we've got the Pickaxe Master, which is pretty much about mountains. It's very much everything happens on the underground. So having the underground kits, having the Misty Mountain theme, the Pickaxe Master theme, and mashing all them together, it seemed like a perfect fit. And we were not wrong. It was very, very easy to make this happen. So we invited, we set up the rules that, okay, we only want to have this stream because it will be also a way to show the use of the assets and also have an educational purpose to actually have these creators that usually stream while they're working on the game maker on Twitch or on YouTube, to have them to build live. So it will be a speed run. It will put their skills into test because there are a limited amount of time that they can work every week. And this way we can bind everything together. We can have all the builds being streamed so you can watch how it's going to be progressed. And you get to have their tips, their tricks while they're also streaming. So we invited some amazing creators that we all know. They're all family in here. And happily and gladly, we're thankful that the lineup got filled up very, very fast. It was not hard to get everyone on board with this type of challenge. Having that said, we have very simple rules on this game jam, and maybe Gordon, do you want to help out on what are the rules for this contest?
Yeah, I mean, so we did throw some curveballs, but those weren't like the real rules. So the rule was that you had to stream 2 hours a week, and it had to be live streamed, as you already said, and you could only use essentially the assets that were preloaded into the wallet or sandbox, free to use assets. So except for the curveball where we allowed you guys to throw in your own right at the very end there. But I think that was really it. We kind of wanted to keep it simple and not restrict you with too many things, and it was amazing just to see what everyone was able to do until they were able to throw in their own custom assets.
And regarding the rules that every participant had to do, the team composition, do you also want to go through that?
Well, as far as which part, because there's again, we kind of threw some curveballs like later in the week as far as they could collaborate. So I think it was week 3 or 4? I think it was week 3 that they ever.
week 4. I think it was the start of week 4. Yeah.
Yep. So everyone started basically with the same canvas that was made by Gibish. So thank you, Gibish and Bruno, who kind of put together this initial phase of terraforming the world, and everyone started with the same canvas and had their own quadrant to work with. But week 4, they were able to actually. Well, it was kind of a forced collaboration, I guess, on our part a little bit. We said that all the worlds had to be connected at some point in some way, and I think it worked out really well from what we could see.
You pointed out something that's, first of all, it was the base map was built by Gibish. I did not do any terraforming. I suck at it, I have to be honest. Gibish is the wizard at doing so.
Well, I meant you were there for emotional support. You were with him the whole time.
I was there for emotional support. And we tried to set up the map like as something very simple. We do not have the image here, but you'll able to see on the time lapse that we'll put up for you to watch later on how was the progress. And after that, we divided the map into 4 different quadrants, and we assigned those quadrants to be for each team. So the first 3 weeks, they were only able to work on their own quadrant. And starting from week 4, we challenged them to be able to go further and make collaborations with their neighbors. And it was very cool to see how everything happened, how the map started to connect with each other. And now that we've talked, we see that we're going through different. I'm seeing Gibish just running around here. I'm not sure if you also want to do that, Danny, also just to roam a little bit around on the map so we can see 2 types of environment at the same time.
I was going to say, Danny, before you hop in, that's a good topical view, and we can kind of point out whose quadrants are whose before we kind of dive in. So you can see to the perfect. So the water, I would say the water, bridge, and rock area is Crafter and Karatraz. And please, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. And then if Fredenford and Roxy Miguel are right above that, which is more the forest-looking world. And by the way, there were no parameters here saying that someone need to be earth, fire, water, stone, or anything like that. The teams this is their independent creative thinking. So again, Crafter and Karatraz are the water bridge, which we'll dive into, and the Fredenford and Roxy Miguel are going to be more the forest area directly above that. To the left of that with the lava is going to be King of Crypto and Batman, and just below that on the far left corner is going to be OG Shakespeare and Maddox. So just when we're in these lands, just try and keep that in mind. I'm sure we'll say it a few more times throughout the stream.
Yeah. And so we already know which team got which quadrant, and as you can see, there's very different and distinct styles on it, which is also pretty cool. We did not know what was going to happen. Basically, we just give everyone a free card on like, hey, change the map as you wish, do what you like, and this was the end result. Now we can see that we have on the right side we have a panoramic view of everything that's there. Now we have on the left side, we're actually going on third person, going through the map. And as you can see, all of this, and I think this is the most incredible aspect of it, and I have to state it because for myself, it really amuses me, is that everything in here was built in 48 hours. If you just count the total of hours built, there's 48 hours. This is 2 days. 2 days? Yeah, 48.
Yeah, exactly. Days. Yeah, 12 hours a team.
And we're just over in the surface. There's a lot of happening underground. There's quests, all these incredible design. And one of the goals that we wanted to do this is also to give back to the community, give back to creators. Either you're an old timer and new timer creator, to get recorded all these videos and to be able to compile a lot of tutorials out of it. So in the end, not only we have this challenge that has happened, but there's going to be sort of educational purpose on it. So we want to give back that what we also have learned during the stream, because I'm sure that this was a very big challenge that had to make all these creators think on how to approach it, and maybe they learned something out of it. that's also something that we'll be doing later on. We're reaching about 15 minutes into the stream, so probably we should go into the categories, and then we bring up all these amazing creators to explain what was their field, their work. We've got a couple of questions to ask them, so they give their input also in here. So I'm going to ask you, Danny and Gordon, do you want to go through the categories that we will be reviewing?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me pull it up though to make sure I'm putting them all
I was about
right.
to say, I actually lost my notes from last time.
Hold on one second. I have it right here. I just have like 17,000 tabs open. Okay, guys. So there's 10 trophies for 10 different categories. So starting with the most viewed streamer, and that is the streamer that gets the most cumulative views during the contest. So during the 6 weeks, every team had to stream for 2 hours, whether they split it up as an hour each or someone did 2 hours 1 week. However that worked for the teams, it's just a cumulative. The best collaboration, the team that works best with others and what the others have created. So basically, best collaboration of team working with other teams or together. I think that makes sense. The best game mechanic. So this is kind of interesting. So with the amount of time, it's just been incredible to see the game mechanics that were arising in here. So this is going to be a fun one. Best game mechanic, and then we have best mini game. The team that can make the best mini game. And so best landscape. So this was an interesting one where we were even talking about it, was best landscape. It's hard to judge because landscape is very much seems very topical looking down. So we'll go over that in review, but there is best landscape. Do you want me to continue, Bruno, or you want to do the last few?
No, please go ahead.
Okay.
I'm loving to hear it.
Okay, sounds good. Most innovative asset use with the Underground Studios assets. So that was something Danny and I really looked into to see what teams were doing. We designed these to work in a very specific way, but we always know that they're going to be used in many different ways. So this is going to be
pretty
fun.
much everybody used them in a pretty unique way. So that was a tough one.
Yeah, everyone was very innovative. The Pickaxe Master chosen trophy. So this is chosen by Bruno and Gibush, and they will, they'll let you know what they chose and why. And then we have the team voted trophy, which is each of you voted inside of Discord. So I'm sure you guys have kind of seen those votes. And then we have the public voted trophy, which is going out to everyone in this stream. There's a form has gone out or will be going out. And you'll be able to sign up on that form based off what you see here today and us going through. And we are going to spend some more time in quadrants. And then I believe Danny's going to jump in here in a minute as well. So you can kind of get an idea of different quadrants at the same time. And that's it. So those are the 10 trophies / categories. And each category trophy will come with a sand guaranteed prize. Different trophies will have different NFTs as prizes too, and all participants will receive an OUTR Studios and Pickaxe Master collaborative NFT, but we will talk about more of that towards the end of the stream.
Okay, perfect. I was just tagging, just doing some messages in the background, but also let me get back into what is this Google form that has just been posted. So if you type !vote, that's the public vote. That's your category. So we'll be going here. You'll be watching what everything has been made. So probably you want to save your vote just a little bit when you get to know more about everything that's been built. But that's your category. That's your vote. That's you who are going to choose who gets that award. Now, we're going to do something fun here. While you are voting, you're also getting eligible to get 2 NFTs. They'll go for 2 different persons, of course, but one of them is going to be a miner duck from the Pickaxe Master collection, and the other one will be
an OUTR Studios construction worker.
Hell yeah, here we go. So double the fun. You vote and you get some prizes out of it. All right. I think we've went through the initial introduction. So I think it's about time we get all these amazing creators on stream to get them interviewed. And before we do, I just want to double check something on the background because I've been asked for a couple of things. And there's the questions here. Would you like to take some of the questions that have been posted here? We've got, for example, Dankoi here asking, what is this a new contest, and where can we see the mechanics? If you just want to take a look on the questions, answer them before we go to the interviews. That also gives me some time.
There you go. Perfect. So let's see. Where can I see the mechanics? So we are not going to be putting this land. I mean, we've discussed about putting this live for people to check out. If we do, we will let people know, and it will be for a very short period of time because this we have lots of plans for the future of what's going to be going on.
We can share it already, I think.
Yeah. So if we want to put it, push it live, I think, especially while we're on this stream, that's up to you guys. If somebody wants to push it, and correct me if I'm wrong, we can take it down, right, Danny? Or once you push, it's pushed.
Yeah, you can update it with like an empty land. Like I think you can only publish one land to the game maker gallery at the moment. If that's still the thing.
Got it. Okay. So yeah, well, we will put it live. You guys can check out the mechanics. We're also going to be showcasing that throughout the stream, especially when we hop on with the different teams. We'll see everything that they did. And sometimes the best way is just to watch. And there's going to be a ton of videos and a ton of behind the scenes stuff coming out as well. So just as Bruno was saying earlier, there's a lot of footage. Everybody streamed this. There's a lot of VODs on Twitch already. So there's going to be, a lot of educational content coming out, but there's also going to be just fun to watch and just watch these amazing builders and what they did in this short amount of time.
Hell yeah. And I just want to make, if you're all watching here, we're missing just some votes on the team vote. So we want to ask everyone that has not voted yet. You have access to the private UnderGroundMaster tab. Please do cast your vote before we go until the end of the stream. We will save that category also for last. So if you have not voted yet, participants, team members, please do so, because we're missing just 1 or 2 votes there, and we want to have the most complete votes ever. All right. So what do you say we go into the next panel and we start to interview everyone?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Okay.
Who's first?
Let's change this. Who goes first? Okay. Let me try just to reorganize this. Yeah, I think it was about this. Let me get right here.
I can stop screen sharing if you want, or should I just leave that?
I think it's okay. Maybe let me take down this. Okay, no, it was not this one. There we go. Perfect.
There it is.
All right. Okay, so maybe we want to also have Roxy, if you can turn your camera as well. And
what's up, everyone?
All right. Welcome, everyone.
GM.
I'm so happy to have you all here. It's pretty much amazing to have such a quality roster, quality creators. I don't have enough words to express first how grateful I am to have you participating on this challenge and to have your skills, your talents put into practice, put into test, into this type of one-of-a-kind game jam. And hey, thank you for accepting this challenge, first of all. And we want to ask you a couple of questions, because you've been working a lot on this, and I'm pretty sure you have some insights on what happened. And we're very like we were talking before we went on live, like there's so many things we want to ask you, but we have to keep it to have those answers on the stream. So there's been 5 questions that we want to ask everyone. And is anyone that wants to go first, or how do you guys feeling?
Ask away.
I was gonna say, Bruno, do you want to toggle the names so that all the viewers can see the names as well? So,
of course. Let me check how I do that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I just did that a while ago. Now I don't remember how to do it.
we don't look like our profile pictures. Nobody knows.
Yeah. Let me check. It should have here.
You mean you're not an avatar of a dragon?
Okay.
You liar.
It's kind of small, but I think everyone can see it now. Okay,
there we go. Perfect.
Okay, so I'll start with Crafter, since he already just put himself into the spotlight. So First of all, Crafter.
I can't help myself.
Well, you're already very well experienced at this, so yeah, let's do it first. Crafter, welcome. Thank you for being here. Usually it's the different. Usually it's you interviewing all of us.
Yeah.
Because you do this amazing show behind the avatar. You've got your Metaskins project going on as well. So it's good to also be inviting you to be part of something instead of just we us go there as creators as well to your show and then being interviewed. Let's switch roles now and let us interview you. So first of all, how you doing?
Doing good. I'm starting to wake up. I'm having a coffee. I usually have decaf coffee, and I forgot to ask for decaf, so I'm actually feeling extra jittery right now. But but we're doing good.
Awesome.
All right. We've got a couple of questions for you that we're going to ask to you and every other participant. And Gordon, do you want to take it away?
Yeah, definitely. This is quite the reversal. Okay. I'm pretty sure you were just interviewing me a few weeks ago.
It feels like it.
So first question is, and just again to identify your land, if everyone's looking at Danny's screen, the bottom right corner where you see all the water is going to be Crafter and Karatroz's land. So the first question is, what was your main theme for the build? Was there a theme? Were you thinking about it going into it?
Yeah, I was thinking about these questions ahead of time because you guys sent them out. You're gonna kind of ask a few of them, and the theme. I feel like, okay, first of all, it was me and Karatroz. Shout out Karatroz. He is in the chat. He just is at a family lunch or something, so he couldn't make it on screen to talk. But me and him were working together, and everything kind of just like fell into place. Like we never really planned anything. We just kind of were winging it the whole time. And so and I don't even know how the water theme came about, but Karatroz started off the build the first week. I was busy and couldn't do my hour. So he did the 2 hours. And so he started it off, and I showed up and there was water running down the middle of that hole in the middle. And I was like, all right, hell yeah. And I was like, what can I do with this? And then I built the floating islands with the water coming off of that. And then from there, I guess it just kind of turned into this cool little, I don't know what the theme is. Water, I guess, is kind of, I liked how you pointed that out in the beginning. Like it's interesting how it kind of is like 4 different elements, like in the 4 different quadrants. So it's super cool that it played out that way.
Yeah, it was. I think it was like by week 3, we all looked topically when we were going in, and we're like, "What the heck is going on here?" It's like everyone picked their own element and stuck to it. So no, it's really cool. That's awesome. Yeah. So I guess you kind of went into this a little bit, but what was and I don't know if you could speak for Karatroz on this, but what was your creative process through going through this? Was it like you were just kind of talking about the snowball effect, but there's a lot of really cool stuff which we'll dive in going on in your land. What made you think about how you were going to do that?
Yeah, I think this was really interesting for me because before this, I've never worked on any kind of building as a team. So it was just always just been me building everything by myself, and inspiration just kind of comes as I go. And that's kind of how I build solo, is I just get in the world and I just wander around sometimes as the avatar until I think of something. So like what for me was helpful, I think, was I would watch Karatroz build because he would go first every week. Shout out Karatroz. Maybe we should have been flipping it every other week or something, but he would go first every week, and then I would go the second hour. And so I would watch him and then take inspiration from what he was doing and be like, ooh, okay, I could do this now. And like kind of just play off of what he was doing. And I feel like it's the same way that he would get in there the next week when he started and kind of play off of what I did. And we both had our areas that we focused on. And he did a lot more. I shouldn't say a lot more. I don't know if I did any logic, to be honest. Now that I think about it, I feel like I ran out of time the very last day. So yeah, like I don't know if I answered that question, but
No, totally. I mean, it's I think it's kind of like a team hype, right? It's like anytime you're team sport, team activity, something like that, you're watching your fellow player and you're like, oh, you're just getting jacked. You see, you're like, oh, okay, you're gonna do that. Okay, we're gonna do this. So it's like, it's kind of your creativity was thriving off of each other, which is very cool.
for sure.
So this is gonna be a fun one. What were your biggest challenges?
For me, whenever I got down, if you go down the hole, there's a bunch of stuff down like underground. And like whenever you get underground, it's so hard to build in tight spaces. So like being time confined to 1 hour and having to like fucking maneuver around in these small like spaces, it was that I feel like that was like the toughest for me is like and just the time in general, because like I was saying, a lot of times I'll spend six hours just fucking tinkering with something and just kind of just waiting for inspiration to hit. Like I was saying, sometimes I'll wander around like Gibish is doing right now, and until something like inspires me to build, and then I'll hop in there and start building. So the time for sure was tough for me, because especially that's probably why I didn't even think about the logic, was because when I do logic, it takes me a little bit. So some of you guys that do logic, like a lot of logic on stream, like props to you. I one, appreciate it because I learned from you, and two, it's like, holy shit, you guys are real quick at this.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I totally agree. It takes me 2 days to do what Danny does in an hour. So
yeah.
Awesome. Cool. So the time constraint, I have a feeling that might be a pretty common difficulty, but that's interesting to hear. Okay, so what have you liked or learned most in this process, or both, if you want to touch on both? And that was what have you liked and learned most?
Yeah, I mean, I have really liked building with others and like collabing inside the world. I think that's super cool, and hopefully something that the sandbox can roll out, something that makes that easier to do. Cool. I think that would be super cool to see happen, just because like this experience was awesome, but it would be even cooler if you could be building in the same world at the same time. Like that would be, and I don't know if that would be really, really tough on game. And that shouldn't be tough on a game engine though. I don't know.
I think it's definitely possible.
Yeah, we're going down a rabbit hole. So hopefully that in the future, maybe that's something that could be rolled out, because I think that would be really cool. Just because like collaboration, I think created something that's really awesome, and we had no game plan going into it. So it's just cool to see what could become of this kind of collaboration. I don't know if that was answering the question. I forgot what the question was. But
no, that's cool. So collaboration is what you like most about the process, and that's cool. And that's actually a really interesting thought of collabing on a land as a feature, which kind of segues into the final question, which is, what were the biggest advantages of working with a partner? I know you already kind of touched on this, but was there anything else you wanted to say of working with your partner, working with Carrot Jaws?
I mean, I know I did touch on this, but I'm distracted by keep us wandering around down there. This is a really cool setup, by the way. Shout out to the way this stream is set up. Good job, guys. But God damn it, what was I just? I think like I'll just kind of reiterate probably what I've already said, but like working with a partner and getting like having that, it's almost like it's not like a 2x of like inspiration and innovation. It's multiplied by like 10, like because it like brings both of your energies like up, and whenever you're building together, like I don't know, it was just cool to see, because like I mean, we built something crazy in how many hours was it? I forget what you said. 2 days?
It's 12 hours per team, but if you split it up, it was like 6 hours a person.
Yeah. So like that's not that much time, and it turned out super cool. So Again, I forget what the question was, but yeah, it's been great working with a partner, and I've really enjoyed it.
That's awesome.
And it was like, and it was more than just like one partner. Like we kind of all. I feel like there wasn't at any point that we didn't kind of just. Who cares what the other team does? If you want to weave something into our land, go for it. Like we'll work around you. You work around us, and we can build something for you if you need it or whatever. So I don't know. It was awesome. It was cool. It was just like one big family, but kind of teams. But yeah, I don't know. It was a fun experience.
Heck yeah, that's rad. Well, we freaking love the land, man. I mean, to be honest, there isn't. I can't say anything that I would have done differently to any land I've looked at, and most of the time I'm very shocked, like just like how cool and creative they are. So hats off to you and Caratraz, amazing work, and yeah, lots of stuff to come on this. So
hell yeah. Well, I'll stop blabbering, and you can move on to somebody else.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I have to say that you do incredible interviews, Garden. I was just like, hell yeah! I hope that he wants to keep doing interviews because this is really entertaining. Usually I do a lot of talking as well, so like this is refreshing being on stream and just having fun and chill and listen to other people talk as well.
I was just about to say, would you like to do the next interview?
Okay, sure. We can do that. No, we can take turns. So
no worries. I don't mind.
I'll try to do a little bit in order. So I'll go to Fred and Ferd. That's right over Crafter right here. So I'll do the same. First of all, welcome, Fred and Ferd. Thank you for being here. And we want to ask you a couple of questions. How are you doing today?
Yo. Thanks for having me and putting all this together. The stream is very cool.
Yeah. Also, we got that feedback from Crafter. Yeah. This is why we got a little bit late live. We're trying to set up all these really cool setup and environment for everyone to watch it. And yeah, let's take it away. So, like Gordon was just saying, he just did a couple of questions, and we'll run the same questions to you. So. Want to ask you you were teamed up with Roxy Miguel, which is also here. So probably we'll try to get you both and answer the first one and then the other, and we'll go through the same questions and progress. I think it will also be cool. And Roxy Miguel, do you also want to unmute yourself?
Hey everybody, how is it going?
Welcome.
Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for having me here. And hi to everybody.
It's an honor for us to have you here, to have every one of you here. We've been blessed for you accepting this challenge and just to be part of this amazing and one-of-a-kind type of game jam. So it's concluded. I would say it's really a success. And hey, let's get into those fun questions. So I'll start with Fred and Ferd, and then I'll pass the same question to you, Roxy Miguel. So I want to ask, what was your main theme for the build?
So this was a really interesting project, just the way it was set up. And you also asked us to build a social hub, like something that would be possible as a social experience, which I know none of us really have a lot of experience with. So I was planning... I always like overdo logic. It's just like something I do. And so I had just come off doing like the Ragnarok game jam. So nice. I put together like some logic ideas of things that me and Roxy could do, like hit 2 buttons and a door would open, and like switching bridges around to like have platform puzzles. And then you're like social hub, and we're like, oh, well, maybe none of that is going to work. So scratch all that ideas. And so we started with Roxy, and Roxy, just hop in if you remember it different, because there's a lot of stuff that happened, but we decided to use the outer assets as a labyrinth at the bottom. That was Roxy's idea. So, and I had the idea of putting the well in the corner.
I do remember that's how it started. I remember seeing that well. It was like your first landmark in the map.
Yeah. So I built the well, and we started on the labyrinth, and then the idea was like, I asked Roxy, I'm like, should we do like an ant tunnel, like like you're looking at an ant farm? Should we do tunnels, like dig it out, or should we just delete the whole thing? And Roxy's like, tunnels. I'm like, okay. And then Roxy deletes the whole thing his first turn. So we're like, all right. So now we delete the whole thing. And that's pretty much how our experience started. We had to, like, a quarter of a 1x1 is fucking humongous.
What is that? That's big? That is small? I'm not familiar with the term.
Ginormous.
It's
okay.
Huge.
So I also, like Crafter said, I always have to be tinkering in Game Maker. So like I would go into Game Maker, create a test world, and practice what I would do. So I maybe have like 7 versions of this map built in my Game Maker,
Oh wow. That explains why when you go and stream, I have to say, from in our perspective, on how when you went live, you just already like you went live and you just go like pow 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 pow. You already knew what to do there. So that explains you're testing things before you go live.
Yeah, I've probably practiced the technique like a couple times before that week. So I worked on this game jam about as hard as I'll work on any game jam. It's just like a different version of work because you're working in the off time. It's almost like torture.
Why would you say that?
Because it's a lot easier to just poke your logic until it works rather than be like, oh gosh, I have to have this logic like humming perfect and be like, trust it, because I only have this amount of time to drop it in this map.
Yeah.
Like have it ready on the first try. So you basically you were building it before, testing it, so you take notes on how to do stuff, and then you just have to replicate with the time that you had.
Yep.
That's a smart approach, and that also leads me to another thought process. But hey, we've only started with the first question, so I want to pass to Roxy Miguel. Also, I want to ask, what was the main theme for the build?
So all the things that Fred say was true. He told me about choosing 2 options, making tunnels or delete all of the land. When my turn was my turn, I just delete everything. So one of the reasons that I believe was Fred told me about making some build around some story about 2 miners overmine a land. Yeah, so that is the reason that we have to this open mine. So if you dig something, if you dig around some NPCs, they will tell some story about 2 miners, and those 2 miners are Fred and Fer and I.
That's awesome.
That explains a lot. So from Giba's walkthrough here, we can see some tilted assets, and that was something really cool that we love to see. We can see there the underground, one of the assets from the underground kits that's been tilted. It feels like it's somehow destroyed, and having that lore that you just explained, it really you can feel it while going through the map. There's some parts of that are destroyed. It feels kind of abandoned, and you also create some quests that also explain this lore. So that's pretty cool. It, like here, you can also see it's pretty tilted. Like it feels abandoned, and what you just explained makes perfect sense with what we see here as well. So let's move into the next question, because we just in the first one we have lots of those. So I want Roxy, since we already talking, and you already kind of touched here as well. So what was your creative process? You already talked that you created a story and then you decided to go around it. So I feel like it's already touching, but you want to go further on that. What was your creative process?
Yeah, so like Fred says, this was a pretty good challenge. It was just like 6 hours to us, to each of us to build, and we have, I think, two challenge: the time and that all of this should be like a social hub. So we don't have like either time or be able to use too much mechanics. So I think that our process was be testing and talking about all of the ideas that we have, that we love to use in this, in our quadrant. So I think that, and this is kind of like one of the most thing that I love most, that be partnered with Fred, because when we finish the our, for example, our first stream, we talk like 2 days about what we will do, and then 2 days after the, before the stream, the next stream, we talk also, and be ready and prepared to to do in the stream, because if we wanna make like all of the things that we plan, we have to be efficient with the few time that we have, and that is something that I like the most.
That's interesting. And also, I'm going to pass the same question to Fred and Ferd. So this is taking longer, but we're doing like a 2-on-1 sort of interviews that we're, since Fred and Ferd and Roxy Miguel are part in this. I think we did not even announce what were the themes. Now that I'm thinking back, Gordon, I don't remember.
I did announce a topical view of the teams and quadrants.
Okay.
At the beginning, but like I said, we'll probably say it a few more times. So, yes,
right.
Fred and Ferd and Roxy Miguel are definitely on the same team. So this is kind of a dual interview right now.
Exactly. So this one will take just a little bit longer as we are doing the both at the same time. So having that said, I want to ask you, Fred and Ferd, regarding the creative process. And I know also you already touched a bit on this. Do you want to add anything else? Do you want to go a little bit further?
Oh, Fred, I think you're muted. Fred and Ferd.
Yes, he's muted. Let me. I'll unmute you if you want. Oh, I cannot unmute you. Only him can unmute himself. Fred and
There he
Fred.
is.
Okay, there we go.
Guys, I'm so damn cold. I forget shit. All right. Anyway, what I was saying is, it was really cool to work with Roxy because, well, something that was a struggle is like you have to give up your creative process to another person, but it was really fine for me because I don't have like a ton of creative ideas. So it's like I would outsource all that to Roxy, and he'd have a ton of great ideas, and it was really cool. And then it was also cool the other way because you would trust how I was going to build this map. I was like, all right, I'm going to put this wall like 8 blocks out all the way up, and then I'm just going to like color the whole thing with a 12 block. And he's just like, all right, do it. I'm like, okay, yeah, I trust me, I got this. And like, I didn't know how long it would take, or like if Game Maker would crash, because that stuff happens. But that's what gave us the opportunity to make our map the way we did. Like, you don't just, it's not just a top. Like, there's a whole top to bottom to it. And that was the hardest part for us, because you want to add life to your map and like not have it feel empty, and you want the whole thing to be decorated. And a quarter of a 1x1 top to bottom in 12 hours working as a team is not easy to do, and I'm proud with how well we did.
I would have not said better. And you kind of touched a very important thing, and I want to put a little bit focus on that. So you're saying that, hey, I really had to trust the person that I was working with. So it feels like he wants to delete all these assets, or he just wants to put all these big giant block of green, like you were saying. You're like, I'm trusting you. We're doing this together. That's something that I'm glad that you brought it up, because this actually happens when you're doing work with teams. You really have to trust the person that you're working with, and that makes all the process easy to everyone, actually. So thank you for that input. That was really, really good. And since I'm doing like a 2-on-1, and I feel like Gibbous is just going and showing the map all the way, Gibbous, do you want to also to give some questions here? I'm not sure if you can see it. It's on general on the Underground Master private tab. If you just scroll a little bit up, there's the questions there we decided to put up. It's like, oh damn, Bruno, why are you doing this?
At the moment, my dog is a bit angry at someone that's in the house, but
okay.
it should be all good. So I don't know. I can try to look at those.
We were going for question number 3.
Oh, let me just open up all of these. Wasn't ready for that. Yep. I actually
sorry.
would just ask maybe though. Sorry, Bruno. On which page?
So you go to the Pickaxe Master server, then there's the Underground Master private tab, and on general, if you just scroll a little bit up, you'll see like a really big post. That's it's the preparation of the stream that we're doing right now, and we were going to enter the third question.
All right. So what were the biggest challenges that you face while building this land?
The biggest challenge I had.
Well, I think that you talked a little bit about that.
I would say the biggest challenge, just to say, is it was the whole trying to make top to bottom look like a hollowed out, overmined cave shaft that you could just fall all the way from top to middle to the bottom middle, and how you could bring life to that. So, and I thought that was a good play too, because anybody could poke a hole through any of that and just be a part of our land too. So I thought it was a good idea from the beginning. And that was the biggest challenge, just taking that big of a bite.
Definitely.
Right. Yeah. And Roxy Miguel, what was for you the biggest challenge that you faced while building?
I think that, as Fred said, don't be able to make to use too much mechanics, because it was a social hub. Trying to make every corner of this map funny and interesting for the player, because we thought that we have to use every space to tell a story. So without able to make or use too much mechanics, I think that having a good use of the environment was a big challenge for us, because trying to bring life to a mind that is hollow and overmined was something difficult, and we struggled a little at the end, because we have to decorate. So that part was, what can I add to make this space don't too much blank or something like that. So I think that is the hardest part for me.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add a very speed comment, which is, as you all know, everyone that's participating here either participates in almost every game jam, or at least participating in the Sandbox game jam. So it's kind of important to just take notice, like when Roxy Miguel was just saying about the importance of the map for the player. That's something that's when we're building, we have to have that in mind, and it's very cool, because all of these builders, they're very experienced in that, and they, when they're building, they're taking that into consideration. Like, it's just not us building for ourselves, but like what's going to be cool for the player, what's going to be cool for them to see, for them to explore, for them to watch, and to have all in mind. And with such a limited time, how do you approach all of that? So that was also a good insight. And not wanting to cut you off, maybe we can go, Gibbous. You want to just make one more, so I don't get to do. I just want to try to distribute airtime through everyone in here.
Sounds good.
So yeah, I think you talked about this also a little bit, but what have you learned most in this process? So probably what have you learned out of this collaboration? What you like what you like the most, that what you learned. I guess there's many things that you could learn while doing this, but what you like the most, what you learned. Yeah. Probably let's start from Rox Miguel. Yeah.
Yeah, go with Roxy.
Yes, so there is many things that I love of making, of being in this game jam. One of that one of the reasons is be able to work with Fred, because I remember that he just appeared while ago in one of my stream, and he say to me that if he can help me with my grammar in English, and the rest is like a good history between within both of us. So the Pickaxe Master and OUTR Studio give us this opportunity to work together. I enjoy all of the meetings that Fred and I have to before and after the stream. So that is one of the things that I love the most. Another thing was the end of the stream, because all of the stream but just is just about the pressure that you have to make the things that you have planned to do in just an hour. So when I finish the stream, I don't know about the others, but I just stay in my bed and stretch all my body because the pressure that I have.
Yeah, yeah, I
So
understand that. And just let me nail down and what you learned out of this working with Fred and Ferd.
so what I learned with working with Fred, I learned a lot of things. One of that was creating, having a design of the world, right?
Mhm.
So I think that sticking on the theme on the world has to be since the day 0 to the day 6. So having all the decoration, the history, the quest, by staying of that theme was something that I practice on this game jam, and I learned from the future.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Roxy Miguel, for the answer. Yeah, and Fred and Ferd, what do you learned out of this collaboration that you like the most? Yeah.
Well, I agree with everything Roxy said. It's really been awesome finding Roxy as a teammate. So, but yeah, so I think what I really learned the most, and it's like it goes back to the same reason I put myself out there on Twitch in the first place, and because I've been a part of the sandbox. Half Dork always says since December of last year, and that's about the same time that I started doing it. But I did it by myself on an island, and so I started streaming on Twitch because I found the community and stuff, and you really start realizing the possibilities when you dip your toe in the bigger pond. And I would say that's pretty much what I've learned the most from this is there's so many different ways to approach something, and they all can be right. Um, there's a lot of different audiences out there. I've really appreciated the opportunity, like the just to put myself out there in front of everybody and my work out there in front of everybody. You just learn to take your opportunities when they come to you, and I think that's one of the big things that has come out of this.
All right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you for the answer. Yeah. Great answers.
Yeah, those are great answers. Probably we should skip the last one because they already go how much were the benefits of working with a partner. That's it feels like it just would be a overlaps of answers into that.
I will. I just have to say something real quick, guys. That is so awesome to hear, and it makes me feel like every year we need to do some sort of like revamp, and eventually when we all meet up in person at some sandbox event or something in the future, we need to have an Underground Master meetup. That's so cool, guys. That's great to hear.
Totally
Really.
for that. Totally for that.
Oh yeah.
All right, so Shakespeare, you've been put up for last. You've been all quiet there, waiting for your time. We're sorry, we're already almost in 1 hour. This is
That's not like Jerry. That's nothing like him.
I know, because Shakespeare is a very good communicator, and he's always for a good laugh and for a good talk. And I just, well, it's already 1 hour. Time is damn flying, but hey, we don't want to speed rush it because it's already at this time. So we want to take the good amount of time to get also an interview to you and get your good answers for all these questions that we're going to make. And since we already did these two last ones with Roxy, Miguel, and Freddenford, I think I'm going to pass the next one over to you, Danny and Gordon.
Definitely.
Absolutely. I'll go at with Jerry. He's mine.
Yeah. I was about to say, I was like, oh yeah.
How you doing, Jerry?
Hey. Doing good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You can't
Sorry
tell
for
these
the
guys
stream.
hang out every once in a while.
Yeah, we do.
So, what was it like to work with Maddox? I'm going a little bit off script.
All good. I mean, we're relatively used to collaborating, anyways. Max came in during season 2 alpha and started streaming. So he had a little more time on his hands, and so I ended up answering a lot of the essential questions to working in Box Edit and Game Maker, and then that just kind of grew into like, okay, I'm just on the stream with him and doing this stuff, and then as that progressed, went into off stream stuff and being kind of relatively new to the space, kind of was able to show them, how to kind of structure things and get things moving on the, you could say, the professional development side of the sandbox, being how I've been in the Creator Fund now for over a couple of years, and have an idea of what that throughput looks like. And so it was kind of, we're kind of used to it. And so that worked to our advantage, because there was some, how it is, life just is life, right? And so there's some unexpected hiccups that hit our team, and but because Max and I are relatively used to working together, we were able to go off of I want to say abstract cues. You know what I mean? Like there were some themes to what we're doing, of course, and we were unfortunately unable to kind of plan as much maybe as we wanted to, but I think everything turned out well anyways.
I don't think planning is much of Maddox's style, but he kind of likes to wing it, right?
Well, I mean, a little bit of both, and see, this is kind of where we went with it, in the sense that, like, I can go right into one of the questions if you guys want me to, like what the theme was.
Go ahead. He's taking over. He's gone sending.
Oh, well, because like our theme, like we weren't the first out of the gate here, and so we were kind of seeing like what was developing, and we were noticing that like an entrance like was kind of like would be a fun thing to do, like kind of like an entrance to the land, an entrance to the mine that's a little more obvious, and then because we saw we didn't necessarily know what was planned, but we saw that obviously there's a high amount of adventure that's going to happen. And so what we were thinking is, have an entrance and facilitate the adventure, on and through our quadrant. And so that was our essential theme. And then I think all of the teams can attest to the fact that they're just, you wish you had more time for logic. and yeah, in terms of and with our theme, like we played to each other's strengths, and so like when it came time for like the portal that you're seeing with the dwarf head, like it wasn't, we didn't necessarily sit and sketch that out. It was more like, okay, we need something kind of grand, and then we didn't necessarily get a chance to have our next meeting, and then it was kind of, okay, what should I do? And I'm just like, go with whatever inspiration you have in that moment, like I always say. And
The winging it, Bob.
yeah, and yeah, the oversized dwarf head worked out pretty well.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, that also pretty much answers the creative process kind of question, unless you want to elaborate on that a little bit more.
Well, in that sense, like it kind of, I guess, a little bit of elaboration is a sense because we had a little bit of background in terms of how to create or work through a project. We'd already kind of developed the dialogue to be able to kind of just with the few descriptors we're able to kind of go forward, and so that kind of made it easy enough to where we were able to kind of make up some lost time and also kind of move everything forward. And yeah, like I said, I think no matter what, it's just that you never have enough time. I mean, you guys know probably better than most, having experiences queued up for alpha and stuff like that even when you submit that, it's like you're still going, damn, I wish I had more time. So, yeah. But yeah, so that creative process was fairly fluid, but there was like an overall sort of outline. Like we wanted like a more city-ish kind of scene up top with the entrance, and then kind of have a little bit more of the tunnels that open up into a bigger area, because we know how the theme is mining, so we need to have some area also for mining, et cetera, et cetera. And so we ran with those general themes.
That's what you started with, right? Like you started in the underground, and like relatively late in the competition, you started with the landscape on top, right?
Yeah. Because like how a lot of the other teams said, it's like working in that confined space is its own challenge. And then too, I know, like both of you got with the underground set and Pickaxe Master's Misty Mountain, you guys are used to doing this tunneling and down like this, and not every builder is. Most of us want to build like this, or horizontally, or maybe kind of horizontal and vertical. You're not going down too, and so that whole concept for me, I think, is one of those things that kind of help to hone and sharpen some different aspects of level design that maybe I hadn't considered before.
That's a great feedback, I have to say.
Absolutely. You also saw that in the competition, like everybody was going differently about like building underground. Like people were like creating massive holes and like started building and then like overlaying on top of it, and others were like making small cavities, building in like cubish and like small confined spaces. But it was really cool to see everybody work on it in his own way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So is that the thing you learned about most, like that tunneling stuff like that, or was there something else that stood out for you?
I would say that definitely, and also like what can I say? It was also fun because it was unique in the sense of bridging the different different quadrants. You know what I mean? Because generally speaking, like when you're laying out your experience, like you're laying out the entire experience, and so there's dynamic pieces all around you, and then kind of having to sort of on the fly figure out how this is going to work together in some kind of coherent manner. And it is nice when you have nice neighbors who allow you to wander a little bit on each other's property already. And but I thought that was also an interesting, fun challenge of kind of, you already have, like, you can say the sort of output areas of the quadrants, and then how is that now working into yours, and that kind of also, and that because of that kind of lends a lot to when you say change biomes on your own land. You know what I mean? And so that's something that so far I've only worked with so much, and so this was kind of like an exercise in kind of going from one biome to another in a relatively small area.
Absolutely. I did see you basically answered most of all the other questions, so I'm just going to go a little bit off script and asking, what did you think about the available assets, not just the Outer Studio ones, but like everything that was available during this challenge?
I thought it was ample. You know what I mean? I think there was enough diverse everything to do things with. I think the biggest thing was just time, because I think with enough time, I mean, you know, like you see with the outer assets, you know, you have the crystals that were introduced to, but then also just the standard rocks. Like with just kind of those items, with enough time, you can kind of set them up to not be too resource heavy, and also like, you know, just really amplify the aesthetics. And so I think that even if we had like say 4 times the assets, we're still gonna run into that time factor. And that's one of the things that we ran into even with our own assets, because like some of our assets didn't work. Like you know how the game maker, how sometimes it just won't update when you try to
It can take several hours, like half a day sometimes even.
Yeah, or even long. Yeah, because there was like at one of the times there, like it just didn't show up. So it might be there now. Like you know, like the Quetzalcoatl's pickaxe was supposed to be there. That's why there's a diamond one there. And but because it just never showed up, even days later when Maddox was doing the final touches there, we were checking to see which assets showed up, and I would say I think there was like 2 or 3 of them that just
that's a very familiar issue.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah. So I did think that it was cool, and some of the stuff that was supplied to us, I think, was really cool. I mean, like the fire that you're seeing there, like that was invaluable. Okay, the torches, it's great stuff.
Absolutely. And if we were to like have like a follow-up competition, let's say, what would you like to change? Would it be like the time constraint or something else?
Oh wow! I mean, I think it would be nice to have a little bit more time, but at the same time, that's also part of the challenge. And but I can see how maybe even just 1 more hour, because I know how the previous interviewees here were saying how like they would split the time. Like Max and I, we just did the chunk. We just like, okay, you do this stream, I'll do the next one. But if you're splitting that, then it's like an hour and an hour. That's like even more of a crunch. So I can see how even with 30 more minutes, you know, in that sense, for those who split it like that, it might make it a little easier. And a little more grueling for those who do the 3-hour chunk and the 3-hour chunk. So
Definitely.
Yeah, we had a hard time coming up with like the basic rules of it, but we had to start somewhere. So
yeah.
I
That's
think
awesome.
can I step in
Absolutely.
while we're discussing?
Absolutely.
I think that at least 2 hours for each builder would be great, at least as like the next iteration, maybe even longer, to be honest. Like, because as like a streamer anyways, it's like you set aside a chunk bigger than an hour to do streaming, so you might as well like get your money's worth. And also like when you're in that building phase, I think at least 2 hours to be like would be great as far as that goes. But
Well, that's great feedback.
yeah,
It
I
is.
mean,
Yeah.
and I thought from the beginning, I thought an hour was going to be like maybe a lot to commit to. But then it's like when I thought about it, I was like, I could do it. If I'm going to do an hour a week, I can do 2 hours a week or 3 hours a week. Like, because I'm already here and I'm already building. And it's like once you get that inspiration going, you just want to keep rolling. So
yeah, that was like a little bit of we were testing the waters with it, but like on the other hand, you don't wanna overload people with extra work. Like, but on the other hand, like people are streaming, they want content, so maybe they
Yeah.
want to spend extra time on it. So we were a little bit torn on that. So hence the question.
Yeah,
It is.
I think it would be, in my opinion, and this is just for me as a busy person, I think keeping it to one, like the rule of like one stream a week that you can build or whatever, I think that would be still a cool model to have, just more time for that one stream a week.
Definitely.
We originally wanted to do 2 hours per team member, but then we thought like, hey, maybe everyone's too busy. Like we don't know how's everyone's personal lives, and we don't want for this to feel like a burden in terms of the number of hours. So we're like, okay, let's do 2 hours per team instead of 2 hours per member. But hey, your feedback tells us wrong. We should have went with our original idea.
Gone with the gut.
Yeah.
Well, I think
And
it's oh, sorry. Go ahead, Craig.
Well, that's just me talking. I would say that giving more time, like for me, if I didn't have the time, but this was the day that I needed to stream or whatever, like that sucks. But you could you could have up to 3 hours of stream time a week or whatever, like, but it has to be like one consistent stream. I think that would be an easy way to do that, just to like. That's the most that you get, but you can use less if you choose to,
There is another way you could think about it, though. Twice as much planning if you do it like I do it, where it's like then you have twice the ability of things that we could have done.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. I also.
But that's if you plan for it.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty of doing zero planning. Yeah. Yeah, me and you took opposite approaches. I took the zero planning route, and luckily Caratraz is also a planner, so he told me on stream, one of his streams whenever I was tuning in, he's like you got to make lists, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. Like make a list so you're not in there just fucking wandering around, because that's what I was doing the first couple streams, and just like like, oh, this is fun. Oh, I have 10 minutes left to build. Anyways,
let's go by extremely fast though.
I think this is all great feedback, and thank you for all that feedback. I think that it really helps us to get a better and clear vision of what could be the next challenges and what could be in the future. In our case, for the Pickaxe Master, I don't think we will be putting as much as OUTR Studios, as they're way more focused into making build challenges. I know that, for example, Shakespeare and Maddox already did a speed battle versus each other. So I think I know that we were hinting that, hey, it feels like it could have been further, it could have been more developed, and we're also discussing that, like, hey, this feels like this could even go an extra step further. So we'll be giving some news on that. I'm not sure if it's the right timing to share it, the thoughts we have on that, but definitely great feedback. We would let's do it then. Why not?
Are we talking about build battles?
Well, we're talking about the UnderGroundMaster, so we thought about a continuation of it.
Oh, definitely, yes. So, well, let's touch on it a little bit, and then let's get into the award ceremony, because that's the fun part. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just so excited. I know. I think we told you guys there's some beans to spill, and now I can't keep my mouth shut.
Let's start giving them away. It's time to give those. So probably we start with what we will do for the UnderGroundMaster 2, like the second edition.
Definitely. So we've been discussing this, and I think what we are going to do is essentially it'll be all new players, and they will have to continue on your guys' quadrants. So all new players will have to come in and kind of turn the UnderGroundMaster 2 and see what the continuation of a new set of players will do on all this work you guys have already done, which is amazing, because it's going to be like this collaboration on collaboration on collaboration for, as long as we can go, because it is a 1-by-1. Eventually there will just be too much going on eventually, but I think we'll be able to do this at least a few more times on this land itself, and eventually one day get it into a social hub. And am I right there, Bruno? I think
yeah. You're completely right. I think that's it's some sort of take the challenge into a next level. So you've been the OGs right here. You've set up all the first stones into this map, and probably you've defined what's going to be most of the overall look and feel of this social hub. But we really wanted to take this, like you said, it could have been done so much more. We also feel the same, that this could have just gone into a different whole level. So we thought, okay, what if we continue to get the the bar higher or just going to a different level of complexity, then do a second edition, invite new creators as well, so they also get a chance to participate and develop from what's already been existing in here. So we keep applying some of the old rules, some new rules as well, because everything has kind of changed already, and keep developing this into the second edition, maybe third edition, and get to a point where it's like there's not more that can be done here. Like there's already a lot of quests, everything, because we're watching. There's still a lot of empty space that could be used, but like everyone was saying, time constraints. There's so limited time to build, and you have to focus. Like, okay, I'm going to do this here. I'm going to do that there, and when we look overall, it's very complete for the given time, but there's a lot of room for improvement. There's still a lot of room to continue to get the experience better. And if we think as a social hub that we want to have it featured, we want to have it on the sandbox map, we have also to think in terms of the final quality for the player that will be entering this social hub. So we want them to go there, spend a good time, do all the quests, learn all the different things. So we thought that, okay, this could benefit a lot. And I think that everyone involved also in these contests will also benefit a lot by having these going into a very fine-tuned stage after a couple of other challenges on top. Then we could have, like, I'm not sure, Gibash, if you want to just show a bit, thing that OG Shakespeare and Maddox did, which I personally thought was really cool, which is some sort of introduction to the map. So we could bring those and also have this map also to tell a story, like we got right here. So Shakespeare and Maddox, welcome to UnderGroundMaster builds. It's amazing. Where did it come from? So it's pretty cool that we got this asker for a player when it comes and actually tells you. So you have someone in the map, and in this case you have two creators to explain you what happened. So this is brilliant. I want to keep developing this and telling more of the story. Maybe we can create a quest that will connect all the builds, for example, that will connect the UnderGroundMaster 1 with UnderGroundMaster 2, 3, so on. And that will involve all the creators that have participated and will tell the story how everything kind of developed and went through. So as you can see, Chicks here and I built the quadrant you're standing on, who made these assets. The Pickaxe Master and the OUTR Studios provide the base assets, and we each contribute a few of our team. Why, thank you. We spent 8 weeks. Actually, that it was 6, but minor. We spent 6 weeks putting these together, 2 hours at a time. How do I get involved with the next UnderGroundMasters? I cannot see the rest of the word. Competition. Okay. Thank you, Easy. Follow the Pickaxe Master and OUTR Studios on Twitter and hang out in their Discord, Pickaxe Master and OUTR Studios. That's right. So all you have to do is to either join our Discords, follow our Twitter pages, that whenever there's any news regarding the UnderGroundMaster, we'll be putting new stuff, new posts, so you'll be pretty much fine-tuned with it. Wonderful. Now, go check the mountain. There's much to explore, Miner. All right. I think this just gives the right entrance into the next topic, which is, I think we're about time to do the awards announcement winners, right?
Yeah. You guys ready?
All right. Damn it. Woo. I don't know even where to start. So do you take it away, Gordon?
I was gonna say I've been waiting. I wanted you to announce this because I know you've been so. Oh, okay. All right. So as you guys know, there was going to be and why am I blanking here? It was going to be 100 sand per category, correct? So there was going to be 100 sand per category. You guys knew that. Yeah, you were all going to be airdropped an underground battle pass, which is going to happen. I believe you've already been airdropped your golden pickaxes for the most part. So I will make sure to take care of the battle passes in the next couple of days. So
just want to iterate on that. I think it was Frankfurt who recently bought an underground pass. So I'm gonna give Frankfurt the choice. He can get a sci-fi pass or a duplicate underground pass, which he can raffle on to his streaming audience. But he can also keep the sci-fi one for himself. It'll also include the duplicate assets, of course.
Yep. we can talk about.
Nice stuff. Nice stuff.
yeah. You let us know later, Fred. What do you want to do? So yeah, before we segue into each award, I do want to say just a quick shout out to the Sandbox for making this possible, and Seb. So we reached out and showed them everything that you guys have done here, and they thought it was amazing. And basically, they've sweetened the pot, and they've added an extra 3,000 sand to the entire project. So there will be 300 sand added to each category, making it 400 sand per category per winner of each category. So shout out to them. We've been waiting to tell you guys.
I just want to put my hands in the air. We're just trying to hold on like for all this time to be able to share it. So yeah, the Sandbox is been very supportful, and we're very happy to have also their recognition on these contests, on the type of content we're also creating in here, and most of all, supporting all the creators that have been putting their work, their efforts, their time to stream and to build and to create something like this. I think in the end, it's a recognition that these type of contests, this type of content that's about building and also giving out tutorials and tools for other creators, it's something that's also very important. So we've been blessed with an additional prize that's going all to the winners of the category. So I hope everyone's excited with this extra news, because hell yeah, we're hell excited with this increased prize pool. So where to start now?
I think the first category is the most viewed streamer.
All right.
So I think this is kind of interesting because you're a team. So even though you're a most viewed streamer, even if it was a single person, that's up to you guys to decide. But I think working as a team, that's probably something you should split up with your teammates as well. All right. What you want to take away the first one?
Okay, sure, of course. So for this one, we had to ask for we had to ask every creator, every participant, every streamer for their data of the time they were online streaming about the UnderGroundMaster. So we've just collected the total unique views, so the amount of people that actually watched during the time you were streaming, and the most viewed streamer of the UnderGroundMaster is... We don't have a drum roll here. God damn it. Yeah. Let's do that. OG Shakespeare and Maddox. Hey, congratulations.
Congratulations,
We
guys.
just got the first award.
Thank you much. And thank everyone who came in and visited our streams when we were on. I know that it was kind of random too, and at a really odd time in terms of my stream. So
also, I want to grab this category just to ask something, or just to also to say something. So with everything that we saw, also we were happy to see that this type of contest also allowed for every creator to grow their audience as well. So we were seeing like every stream that was dedicated for the UnderGroundMaster, there was a growth also in number of views, number of follows, subscribers. So it's pretty cool that these events also helps you as an individual creator to grow your audience as well. So I think it's something that just wanted to point out as it's just something cool to see that it happened. But yeah, it was. I just wanted to add that little note to it. All right, so I think that we got already the first category. OG Shakespeare, you and Maddox are already bagging up 400 cents into your pockets, into your wallets. Now you discuss how do you want to split it or to divide it. That will be up for every team. We'll just be announcing the team winners, and then distribution will be totally up to you. So all right, I feel I've never been in this position before. Just distributing prizes like this. I have to admit, it's a weird feel. I feel like I'm on a television show right now. All right, so the next category is best collaboration. And for best collaboration, we also added some observations on why we decided to give this award to who. So probably I'm going to pass this one to OUTR Studios, so we keep back and forth doing the awards.
Definitely. So yeah, best collaboration. Just as Bruno pointed out, we took some notes on pretty much each award that weren't self-explanatory. So for best collaboration, I'll just give the note real quick. It was the land with the most connection with their neighbors. And drum roll, please. We have Fred and Ferd and Roxy Miguel. So
Hell yeah.
yep, we saw on their land that they were definitely prepared. Anywhere you go on that land, you can connect to your neighbors pretty much, and that's something I think you guys even touched on. I think both of you, Roxy and Fred and Ferd, you both touched on that was something that you sought out in your creative process. Is that correct?
And they all sorry. to
Yes, we
interrupt.
needed to have a tunnel to the wellness center. That's for damn sure. So,
That's awesome.
And they also integrated the quest to other quadrants.
Yes, absolutely. That was very cool to see as well.
Yep, and basically, yeah, just to add a little note, it was really that from your quadrant, we feel like from everywhere we would go, there would always be a connection into someone else's quadrant as well. So it felt like very easy to step in and out from your map. So that was the reason we decided all together to do the best collaboration for you, Fred and Ferd, and Roxy Miguel. So another
Awesome.
400 sand distributed. Hell yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'll pass it back to you. The next one is the best game mechanic.
All right. So I have to say that some of these categories are really hard to judge because we're struggling like just semantics. Like, what's the best game mechanic? Like, is it the game at all? Is it just like the logic? How hard the logic it is? Is it like or the wow factor of the logic of what it triggers? So it's kind of it was some of the categories were quite hard. Like I remember Gordon was just saying, like, for example, best landscape. We're like, what's a landscape? What are you going to actually review on? Okay, so having that said, for the best game mechanic, what we all agreed on is that so for game mechanic, it was more of the logic. So it was not like, for example, a mini game. We have that category as well, which we would consider the mini games as quests, as something that would trigger a quest. So the best game mechanic would just be more tied into logic and what would be the most wow use of it. So having that said, we got for best game mechanic. The winner is we'll just keep doing it anyway all the time. Maddox and OG Shakespeare. They are the winners for best game mechanic, and the reason we got there was for the rolling boulder trap. Why? Because it was. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, no. I was just agreeing with you. Please continue.
Okay, yeah. So for the rolling boulder trap, it was something that we just went there. It was like, hey, watch out. It was like, okay, what's going to happen? And then it triggered a message saying, don't move. We're like, okay, should I move or should I actually do not move? Like, and then it falls a boulder. I actually got scared. I'm not lying. I was like, whoa, I was not expecting it. So it's something that really stuck out. Like, this is a really cool mechanic that's deep placed because it gives you a wow factor. You're not expecting something to happen like that. So it was very, very well designed, very well thought. I think it's a great idea, and it totally deserves for best game mechanic. So that's another prize for Shakespeare and Maddox team as well. So going into the next one, best minigame.
Definitely. Sorry. So again, this was very, very hard to judge. There was between two teams, and anyways, this came down to 3 complete quests. And drum roll, please. This is again Roxy Miguel and Fred and Ferd. It was not for lack of other teams not having mini games. It was these were complete, and it was really impressive to see 3 complete mini games within the amount of time, because we know time constraint was a huge thing. So I think being able to have something complete was very impressive. And there were some other ones we saw. I will let you know, Caratraws and Crafter, Crafter, that the mini game, we were very torn if that was complete. I really think you might, but anyways, I don't want to tell you that. It was great. It was great seeing your mini game. I really love the innovation of it. So I just want to give you a shout out for that.
Sorry, Caratraws, I failed. I was supposed to finish it and I ran out of time.
No.
That happens.
Yeah, it was very cool. So shout out. Yep. But the mini games that Fred and Ferd and Roxy were able to complete were very impressive. And like I think Danny brought up, is one of the games that like connects you to the other lands, was just really cool to kind of get into the collaboration of everything.
That was the main reason. So we took that into consideration: number of quests, how detailed the quests were, how the lore of the quests also were, and if they were completed. That was also one main thing. And having all of these aspects in mind, we have to say that was a really long meeting between the Pickaxe Master and OUTR Studios when we were deciding the winners. Everyone was able to put their own votes and to explain why they were doing, and we had to argue and talk about it on why this would be. And we really came down, okay, so having this in mind, these metrics, this prize should go to Fred and Ferd and Roxy Miguel, because all of the list that we wanted to put, they have reached more of those. And also, I'd want to ask everyone that's watching this stream that every time that we get a winner announced for each category, please you give a warm shout out to the winners. They have worked very hard. You see them live during all these weeks, and hey, they also not deserve the prize, but your love and support as well. The minigame is complete. The continuation is supposed to be a second quest. Okay,
definitely. Okay. I think we understood that part was completed. It was on to a second. It was just again, there was a few factors that came in characterized. It was the amount of games, completion, detail, how they work with collaboration. So there was a few factors, and like Bruno was saying, we were arguing a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. No, we really had to discuss. We all had to discuss and go over all these little bits for a few hours. So I want you to let you know this. Nothing was taken lightly. We all really went through in detail and digested everything.
Yeah. And having that said, I think we're going to the next category, which was the one that we struggled the most to give, which is best landscape. This was damn hard. First of all, before we could even vote for which team we thought it was the rightful winner, we had to discuss what we would consider a landscape. And hey, we want to hear in the comments as well what you guys would consider a landscape is. And our main questions was like, so when you see it's like a landscape, you look into some sort of fixed image, like a frame is like, this is a landscape. And you look into, is it the landscape, the overall build? So this was the kind of questions that we got. And the conclusion that we've reached is landscape is tied, at least in our perspective as judges, is that what we wanted to judge is how it was. This is completely strict into map building, map design, map level. And into that, we would call, for example, as a frame, if you're looking into a postal card, like what would be the best postal card, the best length? Like if you're taking a picture of something, what would be the most wow factor that we would find in this map? So I think having that description or that concept narrowed down into it, it was much easier for us to actually make a solid decision that we would all agree, like this is the rightful winner of this category. So for best landscape, and Danny and Gibbers, let's give the drum roll as well. We need 4 drum rolls. Oh, come on. We don't have a serious drum roll. We have to make a makeup. Let's have fun here. Come on. All right. Best landscape. It is, or goes to the team composed by King of Krypton Batman. Hey, congratulations.
Congratulations, guys.
You guys,
They are not on stream, but you can see in Danny's screen there in the top right corner, and Gibish is going through their land right now. We didn't get as much detail into their land. Unfortunately, they could make the stream with the holiday season, but yeah, it was very, very impressive. A lot of hidden caverns, but a lot of it came down to, it's like Bruno was just saying, if you were going to take a picture from a postcard or a topical view or even a side frame, it
is, and you can see just to complement what you're saying, the way that this is built, this terraform, you can see different blocks that create a dynamic feel. I think that Gibish should actually talk more about this because he's a wizard at level map design.
Yeah,
so,
it was.
Gibish, I really want to hear your thoughts on this one.
Yep.
So I think that the block uses, how the Batman and King of Crypto uses blocks is really brave. So we can definitely see some interesting shapes in block placement, and also the kind of unique holes and this like not even terrain. Not everyone is brave enough to probably do these kind of experiments and terrain. So yeah, that was probably the style of use of blocks, and it's what probably decided to give this part to King of Crypto and Batman.
Yeah. All right. That was a very good explanation. Thank you, Gibish, for your insight as just being this is some sort of tangent opinion, of course, but one of I would consider one of the most amazing map builders, level designers as well. As everyone stated, building underground is not easy task. I can also confirm myself. You have to get used to it. It's not something that's intuitive or something you have to sort of learn to live in the caves and just to get your way through the map narrow down. So yeah, thank you for your input on the terraform and map design.
Yep.
All right, so should we go into the next one? It feels like so. This is a good one because this is for the most innovative asset use, and we're talking about the assets from the underground kit from OUTR Studios.
Yep.
So this is pretty much, it was voted by everyone, but they are the most saying because it's their assets and they really know how to judge them as well, like what they have seen before and what they have not seen.
So yeah, no, this was everyone was very, very innovative, but this one for both Danny and I was as a no-brainer. We had never even thought of it. I don't know why.
I wouldn't say no-brainer, but it was the most surprising one for me.
It was very surprising. So it was like, I mean, there was quite a few surprises. And again, we had to discuss it a little bit back and forth. But at the end of the day, we were just like, it had so much shock value and we love it. So drum roll, please. I think you know where this is going. Crafter and Caratraz for the bathroom that they made from the modular underground set with a door. It was so simple and ingenious. It looks fantastic. It just made us think like, wow, you can use this kit to make buildings, and you guys did a really fantastic job. You made your own little building out of the tunnel system, so congrats on that. Who came up with this, Crafter? Was it you or Caratraz? I see you laughing over there. He's laughing so hard right now.
That was me. I was watching Caratraz build, and I was like, you know what? We need an outhouse out there.
Oh, that is, I love it.
And I was like, how could I do that? And I think I started with blocks, and then I was like, no, you could flip it. Yeah, and we ended up just turning it into that. So yeah, it worked out really cool.
Caratron says bathroom always saves. That was super fun. So that's awesome. Oh yeah.
This is a really great use, and also we would like to mention others because I think it's one of the reasons that we've also put up this competition. It's to put into use the underground kit from from OUTR Studios. So I think it's worth to mention the other use cases that we were also discussing and we were also considering. But that one from the bathroom is definitely also for us when we looked on the stream the first time. Was like, I've never thought of it as well. Like we also use the underground assets in the Misty Mountains. Like we never thought that this would actually be possible. This is a very smart way just to make something simple but very useful at the same time. And we have to look, for example, there. Give us just taking a look to show a lot of the assets. For example, the tilted assets. We also liked it very much.
Oh, yeah.
It was also very creative use. It is more intuitive tilting. So it was this one. Also, the other one we were also considering was the dome that was also in. I think it was also in Fred and Ferds and Roxy Miguel quadrant. The one that had full of rocks. And also we will explain it why. I think it's around. Do you remember what it is? Give us.
I'm trying to find it, but
I think you just
Right
jumped
down
into,
there by
jumped
the
into it a minute ago.
NFTs.
yeah, I think it's right here.
Oh yeah, you're going through the
Oh, there it
ceiling.
is.
There you go.
Okay, perfect. So we're also considering this for another type of reason. So this asset is a new asset that was done specifically for this collaboration, and it's a sort of a dome. And this dome here, so what we can see here is that having a mix of the dome and the rocks, you can see how it cuts the corners and gives such a nice feeling into the room without there's so much that can be built around here, like
And the flames behind it going on. Yeah, there's, and then I think there was the other one with the gems too. That's just great job, everyone using the assets. It was very hard to decide.
It was very hard.
I think do you want to swap your, because I just went, do you want to swap now? We'll go to the Pickaxe Master trophy, then we'll do the outer trophy after that.
Okay, sounds good. We'll do like that. All right, so there's two trophies, which is the OUTR Studios Chosen Trophy and the Pickaxe Master Chosen Trophy. On this one, it's just our own personal opinion as organizers that why we should give this trophy to someone. So basically for us at the Pickaxe Master, the one that we decided to award this trophy, it is to, drum roll please again, OG Shakespeare and Maddox. And
Congrats,
why?
guys.
Because of that giant dwarf head that just completely got us. We're still.
Oh yeah, the cursed underworld miner. Yeah.
I also think in our notes here it said also the intro, the intro character that explains the thing along, and you guys sold them on the dwarf head for sure.
You're right. It was actually those two main things. So the dwarf, when we saw it first, I remember when we were entering one of the streams, it was like, just, hey, there's something new here. Like, what is this type of mountain? This is a different shape type of mountain. I was like, then we started look, this does not resemble a mountain at all. Wait, is this a dwarf's head? Like, oh, this is a dwarf? This is a giant dwarf head. I was like, okay, blown away. And then you did the intro, which just give even a nice compliment to the reason why we wanted to give the prize.
I think Jerry saved
to you.
Saved Bruno's Christmas.
Was that. Yeah.
All right, start off way. So congratulations, OG Shakespeare Maddox. You just took the Pickaxe Master trophy. Now I'm going to pass for the same one for OUTR Studios Chosen Trophy to OUTR Studios.
Awesome. Yep. And guys, again, like I'm going to keep saying it. Every category was extremely hard to pick. It took us hours and hours to really go over this and get everything all picked out. But so for us, the best just overall build, game mechanics, terraforming, hidden little secrets going on, but a use of our assets, everything like that is what came to this decision. And drum roll, Bredenford and Roxy McGill. So we congratulations, guys. We really thought that the unique use of the assets and looking like deconstructed along with the quest to make you go through it and understand what was going on was just very innovative. So congratulations, guys.
It seems very complete as well, like both the top floor and the underground with all the mechanics implemented. They did a really good job overall.
Yay!
And I
We're
will
getting
say
we're getting to
every
the
team
final
did an
ones.
amazing job. Every team did an
Absolutely,
amazing job overall. And it's just we really went through this, so it was tough, but you guys killed it. So awesome.
Yeah,
Great work, guys. And I love the going through the different sections here and popping out of the well. Like I think that is so much fun part of the game. And every level and section you get to just opens up in this whole new floor of stuff going on. It's pretty crazy. Yeah.
we do have to enforce that was very hard.
Very hard.
You do not give us an easy time to pick up the winners and to choose. Like, we spent hours just to how are we going to do this. Like, let's review it, and it was not easy. All right, so are we getting narrow to the last two categories? Is it? It feels like it.
Yeah, it is. We are down to the team vote and the public vote.
All right, so since the public vote, it's a form, let me also put here again. The public vote, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's your vote. You that you're watching the stream right now, you have seen all these amazing builds. You have seen all these categories. You've seen all the quadrants, and I'm going to paste here a form for you to fill that we're going to close soon, and then we will announce who's going to be the winner from the public vote. So, having that said, while you're filling out the form, there's also another entry that you can put your wallet address, and we're going to make a raffle in the end of the stream. It will be for a construction worker from OUTR Studios, and it will be a miner duck from the Pickaxe Master. So, double the win. You get to give a prize, and you get to get some rewards as well. And I've been asked here on the background. Let me give some hints here. So, really fast. For the team votes, we asked every team member to cast their votes on a Google form that's only available for them, of course. And the only thing that they were not able to vote on themselves, they just have to vote on any other team they would like to give these awards to. And the team that got most votes out of it, it would be the winner. So I think that's so you just announced the category, right?
Yeah, so it was the team vote, and I apologize, I don't actually have the answer to that. And I just want to let you guys know, I just heard from King of Crypto and Batman. Unfortunately, King is very, very sick, and he just wanted to apologize to everyone. He said the build battle was a great time, and he wished he could be here, but he's got sick, and he's just trying to get better before Christmas. So, yeah, so I just want to let everyone know he really wished he could be here. Said a lot of fun. Congrats to all the teams, but yeah, just trying to get healthy.
Yeah, King of Crypto, get better, get well soon, and for you to be 100% for this holiday season.
Definitely.
So I already sent to Danny and Gordon a screenshot of who's the winner for the team votes.
Has the form already been closed?
Oh, perfect. Or no, that's the team vote, right?
That's the team vote, yes.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Danny, do you see it, or do you want me to announce it?
I see it, but you go ahead.
Okay. All right, guys. So for the team vote, this is the vote of your peers, who the best team was. Are you ready? Drum roll. Crafter and Carrotraz.
Hell yeah.
Congrats, guys.
So between all the participants, these were secret votes. No one knew who was voting for who, or if they were getting votes. Everything went out on completely unknown, and everyone decided to vote that they were the winners. So congratulations.
Congrats, guys. That's awesome.
Hell yeah. And now we're getting to the last one. Hey, and I feel like we're almost we wanted to aim this for a 2 hour and 30 stream/show. And it feels like we're able to actually get that in time. So before I'm not sure if we do this one or we just open the mic just to have some. Now let's do all the prizes and then let's open to have just a nice discussion with all the participants before we actually close the stream. So, all right.
Definitely.
We're going to close the form, not accepting answers anymore. Thank you, everyone, for casting your votes into what's going to be the winner of the last category. And we've got, with 29 responses, how do I share this? All right, let me see. I'm going to take a screenshot. And how do I share the? Can I share a screenshot like this? No, I can't.
And just to confirm, I believe we have 400 sand in Batman and King's wallet as of right now. We've got 1,200 sand in Shakespeare and OG. We've got 800 sand in Crafter and Carrot Jaws, and 1,200 sand in Fred and Ferd and Roxy Miguel. Is that correct? I think that's as of right now. One more.
I did not follow all the. You were too fast. I have to be honest.
I think the teams know.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm going to stream only here, which is the results for the UnderGroundMaster. So I'm going to share my screen real fast. It's going to be a little bit different. Oh, this went a little bit weird as well. I'm just going to pop up like this. So as you can see, the votes here, we've got with 41% of the votes, we got OG Shakespeare and Maddox to win the public vote. So congratulations to you.
Congratulations, guys.
To you and Maddox, as you guys are the winners for the public vote. So thank you everyone for voting. And hey, I just want to thank you everyone that has voted, because this is not us giving a prize, this is you giving a prize. So a round of applause to yourself as well for being part of these organizing, or being part of the judges as well, for doing your votes as well.
Oh yeah, guys, that's awesome.
So we have done 10 categories. Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted we should summarize like who was the winner for each category, and I would pass the word to you so you take it away.
Yeah, definitely. So if we go over all the categories again, we have most viewed streamers, where OG Shakespeare and Maddox. We had the best collaboration trophy for the most connections made with their neighbors as Fred and Ferd and Roxy Miguel. We had the best game mechanic was the rolling boulder trap that was made by OG Shakespeare and Maddox. We had the best mini game was Fred and Ferd and Roxy Miguel. We had the best landscape, which is terraforming and outside design landscape, essentially. And that was King of Crypto and Batman. We had the most innovative asset use for the modular OUTR Studios Underground Assets. That was Crafter and Carrot Jaws. We had the OUTR Studios Chosen Trophy for best overall build as Fred and Ferd and Roxy Miguel. And we had the Pickaxe Master Chosen Trophy for the Dwarf Head and the intro characters for OG Shakespeare and Maddox. We had the team voted trophy for best land and build for Crafter and Carrot Jaws. Yep, sorry, Crafter and Carrot Jaws. And we had the public voted trophy just go to OG Shakespeare and Maddox. Congratulations, guys. Everybody killed it.
Congratulations, everyone. I think it was I'm happy with the results. I'm happy that everyone got to win at least one of the categories. And as an organizer, I just feel happy to be able to be part of something as big as this, to be with OUTR Studios co-organizing as well, because it's been nothing but a pleasure to be doing this with them. Now I speak just as the Pickaxe Master. It's been a pleasure to be doing it with you. It was a very easy work. It was very easy to organize everything, and to everyone that's participated for Shakespeare, Crafter, Carrot Jaws, King of Crypto, Batman, Fred and Ferd, Roxy Miguel. Am I missing someone? Sorry.
Maddox.
Okay. It's just so many names. It was just like to get along. Thank you all for participating and taking your time to build and stream. It was an honor to see you accept and embrace this challenge, and just to see your skills into test, and to struggle with the time constraints and everything, and how you actually go around with it. It was very entertainment for us. We're going to make a sweet compilation video and time lapse of all your builds, so be tuned for that. It will just take probably some weeks just to get everything together, so it looks really nice. And also, thank you for sharing tips and tricks while you were streaming. I think that's a very important, and I would like to state that this is very important, as we want to compile those tips and tricks just to make a video to share and to send out to the world, so that other builders, other creators also get access to those tips and make their life easier with that. So thank you for participating, and Thank you for it, just being yourself.
I don't even want to say anything.
Massive thank you to you as well, Bruno.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I was like, I don't know how to say it any better. But yeah, thank you, thank you.
Yeah,
thank
you
you,
put
thank you
a
for
lot
the
of
pickaxe.
time and effort for this. We ourselves had a little bit of time constraint with getting our social approved, but you really knocked it out of the park with taking the lead on this. So thank you, and thank you, Gibish, as well, for all the work you've put in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Gibbous takes a bit of the unnoticed credit, but yeah. Also,
No. All good. Well, I just have to say that to see all of these builders just to make this kind of map, I think you really should be proud of yourself that you pulled it off in such a small time. And I think it really shows how much can be built when you right when you find the right way to use. So some plan, some do not, and still the outcome is unique and very very approving for the player. So yeah, thank you for all of these builders to show their skill out for the people and just keep encouraging streaming and giving good vibes to all of the Sandbox family. Yeah, thank you.
damn,
And
thank
of
you.
course, OUTR Studios and the Pickaxe Master for just making this possible to these builders and these viewers to get into this. Yeah.
Hey,
Thank you all.
thank you, Gibbous, for the insights. And hey, we're still missing two things, actually three. We are missing the raffle of the giveaway, which I'll be doing in the background. So I want you to take the lead on this so I have time to just see for duplicates and see if everything do the raffle. And I would probably want to open the mic to Fredenford, Crafter, Shakespeare, Roxy, Miguel, if they want to say some final words about this contest. And then we'll go to the Forge part, which will be the ending one, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it starts top from bottom on my end. I don't know if it's the same on everyone else's, but Fredenford, if you wanna go ahead and start, and then we'll move down to Crafter, Shakespeare, and Roxy.
Well, I felt like me and Roxy definitely won way before today. We won stuff way before today because I mean, like you watch the OG on Twitch, you don't think you're going to be working on a map with him, or Crafter or King of Crypto. So that was awesome. I mean, that's probably why I worked so hard, just because I was working on the same map as these guys in the ecosystem already. And so that was my favorite part, and I'm just really appreciative of the opportunity. And yeah, I don't want to talk for Roxy too much, but that's like one of the big things we were so thankful for the whole time.
That's awesome. Crafter.
Well, first off, Fred and Ferd, you are part of the community. Welcome, buddy.
I scored an interview with Crafter. So,
yeah.
All that stuff's happening.
Oh yeah.
You guys will be learning more and more about. Well, we'll be learning more about Fred and Ferd together here soon. But just know that you are part of the community, and it was really cool to see everything you've done, and obviously it paid off. So congrats, dude. You too, Roxy, and everyone. Obviously, I love everyone in this community. I love everything that everyone is building and stuff. So it's just fun to be vibing and be a part of it all. And super cool to see what you guys have put on as far as this game jam. It's very innovative, and I think the format was really well thought out. And obviously, like along the way, you're going to learn different ways to do it. But I think the innovation that you kind of came up with this is going to probably be seen a lot over the next few years and beyond, just because it makes sense, and it's super cool what can be accomplished when you bring a bunch of really talented artists and builders together. And yeah, so just appreciative to be a part of this crowd and be looked at as a builder, even though I just am figuring it out as I go and and having fun. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Thanks, guys. You guys are the best.
Yeah. Thank you. The OG.
Hey. Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you guys. Gibbish, Bruno, Danny, Gordon for just creating this event. Like I said, innovative, fun. And guys, you deserve as much respect as anyone as builders here. Every one of you guys, like I'm no different from all of you, really. I just happen to blah blah on camera a little bit more. um, but much respect to all the builders here. I mean, and I'm overwhelmed at the response we got. It was, Max and I just did the best we could, and I'm glad that everyone appreciated that. And because I mean, I was looking at all of your builds and just going, wow, this is great stuff. And knowing the time constraints, all these other parts of the challenge, it was just a fantastic time. And I know that this is gonna help and inspire more builders in the space going forward. And I can't wait to see the sequel. So and thank you everyone in the audience too. Obviously the support, very much overwhelmed at that. And we'll just continue to keep doing our best and bringing more high quality content.
Hell yeah.
Nicely said.
Yeah, thank you
Excellent.
everybody. Thanks to the Pickaxe Master and OUTR Studio for the opportunity. Also, thanks for my partner that he always stay there, yeah, carrying each other. And for the other teams, also it was a great experience making all of these quadrants and using as much inspiration from making all of these, making a good social experience. And thanks also for the people that be in our stream, looking to us and making a good companion in all of the 28 hours of these contents.
Awesome.
Also, thank you, everyone. We also did the weekly recap on every Friday. Some of you might be already used to it to join us on Friday. We usually do a 2 hour weekly recap. We would just go over the map. We would ask the creators if there's, since they were also time limited, if there was any sort of short help that we could give during our time in the map, as well as we would go review, give some feedback, and just explore without having the time constraint or just a rush to be exploring on it. So everyone that's attended our streams, everyone else's streams, and just cheered and watched these builds go by, want to thank you for being present and sending your love and support. That really means a lot to me. It means a lot. I'm going to speak for everyone. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to other studios, to every creator. So I'm pretty sure that this is a common word, just as a general thank you for being here, for your support, and for your love. So, having that said, we're going to do a way for as a thank you for being part of this as well. So we threw a giveaway while you were voting here. Now I just realized I made a mistake. I have no idea, except for wallet addresses, who's the winner. There are only two options in the form, which were wallet address and we're going to vote. Now I'm like,
Nice.
okay, who just won? I'm like, it won OX. Oh, God damn,
Mystery winner.
mystery winner. And Maddox of Furia just tuned in. Hey, welcome.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, you just got to celebrate with us at the end of the show. And everyone on the chat, please send congratulations to Maddox. It for all the categories that him and Maddox won as well. Although he was not live to see which ones he won. Just let him know, like, hey, you won.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
No, I'm not going to tell him. So just like, what happened? So congratulations, Maddox, for the prizes that you
It
and
was just the one, right, Jay?
I think he's all rigged. It's rigged. I think the one thing we will say, Maddox, is that the prizes are not 100 sand. The sandbox contributed, and that the prizes are now 400 sand per prize that you won. So I'll let Shakespeare fill you in on what you won.
So also, yeah, we want to thank Sandbox for again, I just when it comes to being grateful and just for the thanks, I don't think it's never enough to repeat it over because it is like it is. So we want to thank Sandbox for supporting this initiative, and also for us as organizers of a game jam, we also can feel your support and that you also encourage these type of activities. So thank you for supporting the extra prize pool that you made it available. It's going for creators, and it's also going to allow these creators to pursue and go further into the game maker, developing logic maps for the sandbox. So thank you for contributing for this small ecosystem within the large ecosystem that exists around the sandbox, and hopefully we will keep seeing other type of game jams and also their support as they have been giving out through many ways. So again, Sandbox, thank you for supporting this initiative, and well, it's time to give that giveaway. We're going to send the prizes. Maybe we'll start just to name some letters off the wallet. I'm not sure, like just the
If you
Can
do
you
that,
can you look up the address in OpenSea? Maybe there's like an Eve address, like an Eve domain link to it.
Or there might be a name on
Oh.
OpenSea. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Because I was like, okay, how am I going to announce this right now? Okay, let's get into OpenSea.
That's
Let's
Bruno
search.
is making quite a show out of it, right?
No items found on this research because this is not an item. Okay, now I see. They got an account. Okay, perfect.
Oh, perfect.
Nice. Okay, so before I announce both, let me see. This is for the first. This was for the miner duck. Now let me see who got the construction worker. It's the construction worker, right?
Yep.
Okay, it also has a wow. You guys are smart, I have to say. I would never think of anything like this. It also has the name. Perfect. Okay. So since I only have these documents, I'll announce the winner. So for the giveaway that we hosted as a thank you for participating into the public vote, we've got to win the miner duck. The winner is Wapax. Congratulations, you just got yourself a miner duck that will be sent later on to your wallet.
Congrats.
And for the construction worker, we've got Exploric to win this NFT from the OUTR Studios collection. So congratulations as well.
And who was that? Just to confirm.
It's
Well, you'll
Exploric.
Oh, congratulations! You'll send me all the details. So
I will send you all the details.
We'll get that over to you. That's awesome. Congratulations, and thank you everyone for participating. That is awesome.
And well, I think we're very much on schedule. We are at 2 hours and 11 minutes. We're going to move into the final stages of this show. Thank you all for being here for over 2 hours now, celebrating and getting to know more about these amazing creators that we have on the stream to watch what they've been built. I'm going to repeat again, this was all built, if we count all the total hours, this has been built in 48 hours, all that you're seeing. It's incredibly a very reduced amount of time, but also it's also a way to, if you're starting with Sandbox, if you're starting to build, it's also a way for you to know if you organize yourself. And of course, this is a learning curve. All these creators are very much experienced and they know what they're doing, they know what they're looking for. They just, when they go to the map, they know what they're going to find and work on. But if you're starting with it and you might be thinking, okay, how long does it take to build a map? How do I start? So I think if you're starting, you can grasp into a general feeling of how it can be. Plan out, then you could be making, for example, 1 hour or 2 hours per day. And if you do so, if you spend 1 hour per day and you know what you're going to do while you get there, it will take about, let's say, 48 days. 1 hour per day, this was 48 hours, but there's a learning curve. Let's say you take about 60 days building 1 hour per day to reach this level of complexity and detailed map. So that's why they encourage, like, you don't have to overstretch yourself or overdo everything in one session. Just if you do it steadily, you will eventually reach a stage that it looks way more developed and complete without having to just, this takes a full-time job to build, or it's like completely impossible to get this very detailed map. So If you're doing this as a hobby and you just want to do it, just want to keep building, if you do 1 hour per day, you will eventually get there. It's about the long term. I know that Kibos was looking like, what are you saying, man? That's all lies. Bullshit. Because Givas has a bit of different of opinion, because he's also right that everyone that built here, they are very familiar with the game maker. They are very familiar with the program. They are very experienced builders. They've participated in many game jams. So when they go here, they know what they will be doing. If that's the case and you're an experienced builder, of course, you'll be able to do this in 48 hours because it's what it's been done by them. But if you're starting, it's just to know, okay, there's a learning curve here. You have to learn about building, about logic, about everything else, of course. But just to show you that this was done in 48 hours, if you to take in consideration your learning curve, it will take you a bit longer, but it will not be overwhelming. Gibbons is still not satisfied with his answer.
No, it's very, very, very good. Yeah, definitely. Like the learning curve is there, but that's the only thing that's probably stopping. But the sooner you start, the sooner the curve is flattening. I don't know.
Yes, I would not have said better. The sooner you start, the sooner you get that learning curve flattened. And hey, maybe we will see you in the next OUTR Studios build battle or on the next Underground Master event. So if you start now, who knows? You might be here on the next one. And I feel like I've been talking for some time. So, Gordon, Danny, would you like to take us into something really cool we've been building together?
Yeah, and I was going to ask Danny, the computer I'm on, it's one without a wallet, so I can't pull up the.
No.
Well, it's a safety computer. I don't put any wallets on it. I don't put any hot wallets on it. Anyways,
I'll connect mine.
Perfect. Thank you.
Just need a minute to set it up.
Yeah,
maybe we can explain it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone is going to be getting in their wallet. If they haven't already received, they're going to be getting a golden pickaxe. You're also going to be getting the underground pass. So the underground battle pass will also come with the modular assets if you don't already have them, if they haven't already been sent to you airdrop previously. And we'll talk about that independently with everyone because I know like Fred and Ferd bought one, so we're going to be giving him the choice of duplicating another pass or getting the sci-fi pass. So anyways, back to what I was saying. The underground battle pass is something that is going to everyone who participated, and the golden pickaxe is going to everyone that participated. So what we've been working on in the background is a forge. And by owning both of these assets, you're going to be able to turn these 2 assets. They'll no longer be in your wallet, but you will get 3 new assets. So 2 assets turn into 3, and they will be unique assets. 1 collaboration pickaxe from OUTR and Pickaxe Master, and a collaborative building between Pickaxe and OUTR Studios. So
there's more into it. There's more into it.
They will also hold the same. The pickaxe will also hold the same or equal value as the golden pickaxe for the mining rewards in the Pickaxe Master, and the building will also. It'll not just be a common building, so it'll be a somewhat of a rare object. And sorry if I missed anything, Bruno. Please let me know.
Oh, no, I was just, for example, one of the things we're discussing, I think that it was pretty cool. Maybe we can get their screen bigger. Oh, perfect. Yeah, perfect. So one of the things we're talking about is that, so the builder pass, it holds its own utility, and the pickaxe holds its own utility. So by forging, what we wanted to create as well is not only a collaborative, unique asset, but also merge those 2 utilities into the same one. So it's like, oh, but hey, I'm going to lose my 2 NFTs. I've got the builder pass. I've got the gold pickaxe. They both have their own utilities. I'm going to lose them to get the new one. So I'm going to lose utility? No. So that pickaxe you're going to get is going to hold both utilities. You can participate still. And we can say what it's going to be. It's going to be a hammer pickaxe. A hammer pickaxe, why? OUTR Studios is about building. We're about mining. Hammer for build, pickaxe to mine. Hammer pickaxe. Here we go.
Yep, so absolutely. And I guess we should definitely tell them about the building. The building you've already experienced, but it's going to be customized a little bit, and it's going to be the dome that you were using right towards the end. So you'll be able to use that in collaboration with all of your other underground assets that you're already going to be having in your wallets as well. Sorry, go ahead.
So that's about it. So you're going to receive the pickaxe, which will hold both utilities. So it will serve as the builder pass and as a pass to enter the mining seasons as well. Then you're going to receive another collab celebration asset, which is the dome that Gordon just talked about. We're just going to add some very final and sweet touches into it. And there's a third one, by the way. And do you want to talk about that one?
So are you? And I believe you can all see it. The Forge Pass. So this, as soon as you forge, this will be put into your wallet. And so because you're essentially burning your underground pass and your golden pickaxe, the Forge Pass will act as your new battle pass. So you'll still be able to participate in the underground build battles, and you'll have a unique portal for that as well, which we're working on in the background right now. And so you'll still have these two unique NFTs. So the pickaxe will give you utility, and the Pickaxe Master, it's the same as the golden pickaxe, and the Forge Pass will give you the same utility you had with the Battle Pass, but maybe even some unique stuff announced down the line for only Forge Pass holders.
Ooh, cannot wait for it. All right, and then you'll be receiving the third asset, which is complementary of the underground kit that already exists. This is going to be very limited. So it's the first, how do you say? I'm not, this is where my native English lacks.
That's first come, first served, and it's going to be basically a free mint. So you'll need the two basic, or not the basic, but you need the two initial NFTs, and then all you need to do is pay a gas fee on Polygon. So there's no additional fees or anything like that.
Yeah. So for everyone who participated, you're going to be paying a small gas fee on Polygon. Anyone in the public will have to make sure that they own an underground battle pass and a golden pickaxe to participate in this forge. And as you can see, it's going to be limited to a very small amount of people.
That 50 is just a placeholder, though. It's going to be a different number.
It's going to be less, yes. So what also we want to do is that we're going to wait for the Polygon transition, so that we don't want you to be spending gas fees for this transaction. Then we're going to also airdrop more gas fees on Ethereum. So there's going to be a lot of waste of gas fees around here just to make something very cool. We don't want to make it too expensive as well. So when we go to migrate to Polygon for the sandbox assets, then this should be available as well.
Yep.
So bear with us. You'll have the Forge Pass soon. All right.
Awesome.
I think that this was pretty much it. I've nothing much more to add to everything that just happened during this ceremony. I think it was a blast to be here streaming, to be here online, hosting this event with you guys, with you, Gibash, with you, Danny, with you, Gordon, and everyone that has also joined us, Fred and Ferd Crafter, OG Shakespeare, Roxy Miguel, and everyone at the chat as well that has been up here commenting, giving their love, their support to all of us. I just want to thank you, everyone, and hopefully we'll get to be seeing ourselves soon. It's also holiday season coming by. I'm not sure if, depending where you are, what your beliefs, you might be celebrating or not, but nonetheless, I just want to wish you a good weekend and that you have time with your loved ones and with your dear ones. And for myself, I'm done with greetings, thank yous, and well wishes, so I'll pass by to everyone else in here as well.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I just want to say thank you again so much to everyone. I can't say it enough. Thank you to everyone here. Thank you to everyone who competed. And thank you to Pickaxe Master for getting this all put together. It was their brilliant idea from the get-go. I have to give them full credit. And we just, they made it happen. So can't wait to see what happens in the future. There's already so much to happen. I'm glad we were able to show you the Forge. And hopefully we'll be able to get that sooner than later, as soon as Polygon goes live. So, and I believe next time we see you all, it'll be 2023. So, everyone have a great, happy, and safe New Year, and stay warm.
Don't be like Fred and Ferd.
That's too harsh. That's harsh.
No, you don't even rhyme with your Fred and Fred.
Actually, be like Fred and Ferd. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, thanks.
All right. I'm not sure if Danny and Gibbous want to also add, and Shakespeare, Roxy, Miguel, Crafter, Fred and Fred, if you want to say something before we go.
Well,
I
I
just
will
wanna
just
go
quickly.
ahead.
Sorry, I will just tell quickly everyone. GG's for everyone. Yeah. GG's. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to thank everybody for joining, both streamers and people who are tuning in to watch everything. And well, happy holidays for all, and we'll definitely see each other soon.
All right. For anyone, Fred and Ferd, Crafter, Shakespeare, Roxy, Miguel, if you do not want to add anything, let's just. I'm not sure. Do you want to add up any well wishes? All right, let's then wrap it up with a general goodbye to everyone.
Peace.
Happy holiday season. We've got
Goodbye for
Sandbox,
now.
Christmas, holiday season. So GG's to everyone. And hey, see you next time. Goodbye.
Merry
Bye-bye.
Christmas.
Bye.
Peace.
Thank you, everyone.